Hello. In this session, we're going to talk about the web control feature Global Modify. Now, Global Modify can be used to change the same parameter in multiple pieces of equipment. An example of this might be a request to change all of the cooling set points by 1 degree. Now, I could navigate through the entire system and change them one by one, but that can be time-consuming and cumbersome, especially in a larger system. I can use Global Modify in this case, though, to change the same parameter across the entire system, and let's take a look at how to do that. Now, when I look at the cooling set points, and I right-click, I have the option to pick Global Modify. So I did a right-click, looked at the context menu, and I see Global Modify. Notice there's a shortcut. I can left-click and hold the Alt key down on the keyboard to invoke the Global Modify box as well. So I'm going to choose Global Modify, and I can see a couple things here. First of all, here's the parameter I want to change, okay, my cooling set point. Secondly, this is the name of the control program that I'm currently at. Now, it's very possible that you're going to have the same parameter in different control programs. An example might be with terminal units. You have fan coil units, you have VAVs with reheat, VAVs without reheat, and they would probably be named something different. What I can do is replace certain characters with wildcards, okay? And what I'll do is actually replace the entire name. In other words, I want to look for everything that has a cooling set point in it. Now, because Global Modify is hierarchical in nature, I can go ahead and choose to search for all the control programs with a cooling set point in the entire system, or I can narrow it down. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to look for any control program with a cooling set point in the Atlanta area. I'll choose Find All, and Web Control will show me a list of everything in the Atlanta area that has a cooling set point in it, and I can see my actual current values. And notice they're all slightly different. Obviously, over time, people have tweaked the cooling set points to reflect the occupant's preferences in the zone. Now, what I could do is I could change everything to a certain value, let's say 75, or I could say, you know what, since they're all sort of tweaked already, obviously they want a little warmer in the sales area than the cafeteria, I can change them by a particular value. So let's say instead of going to 75, I want to raise everyone by 1. Now, of course, I can pick and choose the zones I want, but in this case, I'm going to do everyone. And notice what happens when I click Change All By. The new values have been written, but they haven't been downloaded yet until I do Apply Changes. So we can see the cafeteria is going to rise from 71 to 72, where sales will go from 75 to 76, still maintaining their relative differences, but all being raised by 1. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these changes. Web Control has begun downloading those particular zones, and I would now expect the cafeteria to say 72 instead of 71. In fact, that's exactly what it says. If I navigate to the sales area, I see that cooling set point has also went from 75 to 76. So this is basically a very handy tool for changing the same parameter in different control programs with one operation. Now, let me show you one final trick with Global Modify. I'll right-click on an actual status value and choose Global Modify. I'm going to find all of those same control programs, or actually a list of control programs that have that particular discharge air temperature in them for Georgia. And here we go. Although they can't be changed, I very quickly generated a very handy list of discharge air temperatures. I might go check out what's happening in the marketing area right now, for example. So this is just a quick shortcut to gather lots of different status values in one place at one time.